It's your boy Stealth, man, back with another video for you guys. Today we got a decent amount of stuff, man. Ignore my hat making my head look all big, but right now we're gonna wash the G8. I'm gonna just show you guys kind of what the process is that I go through washing the G8 wheels, body, all of that stuff. I'm gonna set it up. It won't be too long, but it'll be in detail enough. It's just gonna be the exterior. The inside's clean already. I cleaned that about a week ago, so yeah, it's just gonna be the exterior. So let me get everything together and I'll tell you guys what we got going on. All right, you guys, we now have everything set up. I'm currently waiting for, I made the mistake of leaving my pressure washer hose out, so it's frozen water, so I'm currently letting that water just pump through and break it all up. But as you can see right here, what I'm gonna start with, what I always start with, is the wheels. So the wheels are first gonna get this pre-wash treatment, and then the actual wheel wash I'm gonna use to wash it, I'm gonna apply them at the same time on all four wheels. Then I'll rinse them down, and then I'll come back around and do each wheel, get in between the spokes individually. So I'll start with this one, make it to the front, and then same thing back around. And then after that's done, we will move on to the paint. But first, let's get these wheels done. So firstly, I'm gonna apply my all-purpose cleaner all around the wheel and inside of the liners as well. This is just Coach Chemi Green Star. It's a good pre-wash. I like it. I use it over the whole car, so it saves me money in the long run. We're just gonna let all of that sit, and we're gonna rinse and repeat and do the same thing on all four wheels. All right, now that you guys can see I got all four wheels done in this, we're gonna go ahead and rinse this off. We're gonna be using some improvising right now because my pressure washer is giving me some issues, so we're just gonna take the hose to rinse these down, and then hopefully once I get this rinsed down, I can get the pressure washer fixed to get started on the paint after I'm finished these wheels, of course. All right, you guys, so we got this wheel all washed off. That pre-wash is really good at getting all the big dirt off, but it still leaves behind some brake dust, some small stuff. So right now, we're gonna grab our bucket, mix the wheel cleaner in, foam it up, and get to scrubbing this down so we can actually get all the rest of the dirt that is left off. Small wheelbarrow brush, you really just want to get behind all the spokes and try and get as much of the back of the barrel as you could. It helps give it an overall cleaner look from afar. And even when you get up close, not having that brake dust there really helps give the car a much cleaner look versus just a clean face with a dirty barrel. After that, I like to move on to the tire really quickly. And then I grab on my microfiber and use this for the face of the wheel. And it helps to get behind the spokes as well. After that, I like to come in with the wheel brush. This helps me get in between where all the lug nuts are and anything I miss. And lastly, I take the wheel brush again, and I just like to come up, get inside the fender line. Once that's complete, you can move your bucket out the way. You get the rinse down process. As you all can see, even close up on that, No more brake dust left in there. So yep. So what we're gonna do now is repeat that all around, and then after that we're gonna get started on the paint. Just to do a little walk around, I got all 4 wheels nice and clean now, as you all can see. All 4 wheels all around. Got all the contaminants and everything off of them. So what we'll be moving on next is this paint. As you guys can see, the salt is just caked on here, man. Even back here, the salt is just caked onto here. I mean, look, just whoop. What we're gonna be doing is hitting it with the same pre-wash we use for the wheels. This is a really good solution because you can use it on wheels. You can use it on your engine to clean that out. And it really just, it's good at getting heavy stains or light stains depending how you dilute it. So we're gonna get this sprayed over the entire car and let it sit for about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute, and then get it rinsed down. Another thing to be mindful of when rinsing the car down, you always want to start from the top to the bottom, whether that be rinsing it down with water, soap, applying something. You just always want to start at the top and go down to the bottom. That way, if any dirt does get wet and seeps down, you won't be getting it from bottom to top and scratching up your paint and mixing up all the dirt and contaminants that are on the paint. So now that we've got that on, it's been about a minute and a half since I put it on this side, so we're going to start rinsing it down and then move all the way around slowly. That all rinsed off, we're going to begin our contact wash. That's going to be done with snow foam by Coach Chemi. So we're using a 2-bucket method. We have 1 bucket for rinsing, 1 for wash. So I'm going to get that sprayed over the whole car with the foam cannon, and then we're going to start our contact wash. Brush and just like to get into all the crannies that I won't be able to get into with the wash mitt, emblems, logo. Once we're done with that, we're going to start on our contact wash with the actual mitt itself. With this, you're basically just doing it top to bottom. So I like to do the roof and then the windshield first. You want to make sure you're rinsing in between sections to help prevent spreading dirt over the entire car. In here is just a Coach Chemi hydro sealant. You're really supposed to clay bar and everything before this, but I like it. It gives me a couple weeks, maybe a month of protection. It's really good at just beating off water and giving your car some extra shine. With this, all that you're gonna do is foam over the whole car with it, let it sit for about 30 seconds to a minute and rinse it off, and the protection will be there. You can see it, it's a visible difference. That it's been around a minute, we're gonna go ahead and start rinsing this off. Now that we've got that protectant on there, you guys can see the water just beads right up and falls off. That way it doesn't stick on. It works for the glass. The wheels even got it. You see it beads right up. So once you are done with that, you want to grab something just to get the air out of these small, get the water out of these small cracks. Something that'll blow a good amount of air at a high speed. And I just like to use this little Ryobi leaf blower. It helps me get all the water out of the gaps. Once you've got everything blown out, you want to grab the drying rag of your choice. Mine is just the Rag Company's big red towel. I like it, it dries up good. And what I like to do is give about 3 sprays of this on each side. It's beat it up. It's a hydrophobic spray, so it helps the rag to just glide across the paint without creating any more scratches or any micro scratches in the paint. So to apply this, I just lay this flat on the hood and give about 1, 2, 3 on that side. 1, 2, 3 on the other side. And then I get started with drying. Same thing as before. You want to start from top to bottom. biggest thing that I look for in a drying towel is just making sure it's seamless. When you get a towel that has the seam along the edge or the stitching, a lot of times rubbing that around the paint for so long will create a lot of scratches. So you'll just be working backwards. You wash your car by hand to try and avoid the scratches and everything that you get from the actual car wash, but drying your car or washing it with something that has seams, it's basically doing the same thing. Not to the same extent, but it's doing the same thing that you're trying to avoid by washing your car by hand. So you want to make sure you're staying away from anything with seams. So once you're done drying the paint, I like to open up all the doors and the trunk. This helps to get the rest of that water that's sitting, because as you can see, I completely dried the car, but there's still all of this water sitting right here. Even with the trunk, same thing. All of this water and there's a little bit of leftover soap. And what that'll do as you drive and the wind hits it, that'll just drip down onto your paint and really just mess up the car wash that you attempted to do yourself. So we're gonna start getting that dried, get all the seals dried out, and then we'll work on the wheels. To do until I'm fully done with the wheels and everything, I just like to let the rag, whatever drying rag I use, just sit there. So when I'm fully done, I could just pick this up and get any water that might have dripped again. So now we're gonna get to work on these wheels, which will be drying the wheel off and getting this nice and glossed up with some tire dressing. So with the wheel, it's gonna be the same kind of concept. You wanna grab a smaller drying rag. You wanna spray this nice, beat it up on there again. And then you wanna make sure you just get everything dry. Not just the face. I like to get inside the barrels too and get that dry, because if you don't, as soon as you go take a drive, it'll just drip the water onto everything. So I like to start with the face of the wheel. That dry, and then now start working your way into that barrel. And I know some wheels will be a different sort of spoke design, so you might not be able to get in like this, but if you can, I do recommend it. Do the same process on all four, and I'll get back to you. So in order to get these tires nice and shiny, what we're gonna do is we're gonna wipe this down, get any water that's left on that tire off. What I like to use is I use this Suds Lab applicator and mix with this PNS Wipe and Shine. And this is water-based, so it's really good at not slinging up on your car as soon as you go to drive. What I like to do is just give it 1, 2, and then come around the tire. I like to give it I like to lift the pad at like a 45-degree angle, because it helps not to get all in the wheel and just stay right in the tire. And as you can see, it goes right on. Doesn't make any watery mess or anything that's gonna drip as soon as I go. But just to be safe, I come back and I just like to buff that off. And then that's it. Same thing on all four sides. All right, you guys, now that everything's done, tires are all wiped down. Your final result should be something similar. But yeah, it looks real good. Got the salt all cleaned off. It's a good results. Yeah, good results. As you can see, wheels are nice and clean now. No more salt. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see similar content, or you want to see any content regarding my Pontiac G8 GT, make sure to check out my channel and subscribe for more like this.